So we have an issue. Can I just leave this open, I guess? Okay. And we find ourselves in the horns of a dilemma. We are in a PUD. You know what a PUD is? Not a PUD head, a PUD. And that means we are in a planned unit development. Holy cats. Takes two hands to do this. Oh, I get it. I didn't know all that. Okay, so we have this grill. Now the reason I mentioned that we're in a PUD is because we've got like a wind tunnel here. And we also have, put this up here, keep me out of trouble. And what happens with this thing is it just blows all over creation, and the wind hits it and everything else. And it's a little bit of a slope, so there's a problem. And these are just terrible castors, and they don't lock or anything. So we're going to go into that a little bit later. So I've got to take this thing kind of apart and turn it upside down, and see if I can put a piece of wood in there, put some better castors that lock not only the wheels but also the direction of the castors. So we got some larger castors, and we're going to try to fix this thing. But I got to turn it over to get down in there and look and see. So you want to take your grates out. Good time to clean them, put them in the dishwasher, whatever you want to do. Clean this out if you want to. Get the grease tray out of there and undo this wing nut, one wing nut to another, and get the tank out of there and get it as clean as you can. But I have discovered something interesting. You see that fitting right there? I think I'm going to make my life real easier here. There are 5 screws here that hold this ring to this base. You just loosen these, and there's a little itty one back in here, right there. And so don't lose that. Just put that back here, but you won't lose it. And I'm hoping that I'm just going to slide this thing off here, and we will see if I can just put it. Let's put this screw up here. Nice tables, huh? I just painted those, so I don't know what that's about. Alright, so let's just see if I can get this thing off and just lift it over. I don't want to do that because of the magnet on the base. So, should be able to come forward. Is there another screw in there? Hang on. Okay, so it looks like to me you got to take this door off. And then so I think that would just do, I don't know. What do you think it does? I think you're just going to lift up on it. And now that this is loose, I'll just do that. Okay, then the whole door comes off. And then there's the door, and you just lift up a little bit, and there's a pin right there. And then there's a pin down here. And it may be that you have to, if I kill a flower around here, I'll be killed. So that gives you the room you need there, the room you need here. And okay, because that was kind of bucking me up right there. So let's go back over here again. Let's see if I can lift this up and put it over there. Okay, ready? There ain't no real grab handles to speak of. Let's close the lid. And then take the whole thing off and put it right there. What do you think of that, huh? That's why you've got to take the door off. Okay, put those back down in there a little bit so you don't lose them. So it's got locks, but these are the kind that if you lock them, they still twirl around, and that ain't no good. So, okay, let's see what's underneath it, and go from there. Okay. Well, it looks to me, oh, those are those captured rivet things. I love those. Looks to me like I'm going to have to take this home and see about those. Just unscrew. So you got, this is like a bolt right here, and boy, these are terrible. So I'm going to have to take this home because Just because I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to do some woodworking here. That piece of wood's out in the garage here, but I think that we'd probably be better off doing the old Grant's just old Christmas routine and take it back to the shop and bring it back later, right? Right. Okay. Whew, messy. But that's just not gonna ever work. Those are terrible. Okay, well let's go home. Home again. I've made it back. Okay, good. So I'm gonna go over the parts here. We've got these lovely Waxman 1620603 Castors, and they are really cool. They got I don't know, they just move well. The locks are positive, and like I said, when you hit the lock, I'll show you later, but it locks the wheel and locks the caster onto this plate. Let's see if I can do it with one hand here. Hang on a sec, and I'm always putting you down. You'll hear a click maybe, I don't know. Oh, click. There you go, you heard it. Might as well show you now, I guess. So, see, the wheel is locked. Pull this down, and that is very positive. Looks like it might chew on that a little bit, but that's okay. But see, the caster locks in. See those little crowns right here? It actually locks onto those. So you don't have to worry about it flipping back under the thing. And then there we go. So that's pretty good. Then I got hardware. I think this is going to be just long enough for it to go through here, and I'll open one of these. So what I want this to do is I can't have it too long, because I can't have it protruding too much up into the wood, because so when I go to tighten that up, that carriage bolt's going to catch there, and then I just put a nut on one side. I got washers and nuts, and so 4, 8, 12, 16. Okay. All right. So here is the base that we took off yesterday. Here is the 15/32, more or less than half an inch by a little bit, and that's pretty good stuff. I'm glad to be back at the old Ridgid table saw here. So I'm going to cut this to fit here shortly. Got a little bit of work to do on DAF, and I'm not going to bend that back because it's just going to break off. I'm just going to try to do this best I can. I got to get these off, and well, I could turn it over and do it. That's right. Let's get these off. Now I got some stuff. I might need Daphne in the morning. I need to make sure she's done. I've got all my hose ordered to take the place of this stuff that's split right here. So that'll be here in a couple of days. I need air right now to get her up and do just a few other things. Not going to go into that because we're talking about the casters on the grill. This Daphne is more or less done. I'm very happy about that. So if you have any trouble with these, just get your knife packs or whatever you want to call them, and you can just unscrew them, see. And that's all there is to that. It ain't no big shakes. You don't need to screw around. Save them and use them for something, I guess. Keep them there. Okay. Oh, that one's loose already. Let me get them off, and then we'll mark this and put this tool here. Might need it in a minute. So I've got it square enough. Okay, there and there, square. So here's what I would do if I were you. Try to just make that. Where's this thing adjusted right? Yeah. Ride your pencil like this, and that gives you a little bit more meat on the bone there, and nobody's going to catch you, because this is going to be the back right here. Go ahead and cut this hole out right here, just to make sure that your propane tank fits. And so we got marks here and there and here. I'm going to do this first with a hole saw and a saber tooth saw, as it's called. in my world anyway. I used to watch a lot of Fred Flintstone. So now, painting this, you can paint this if you want to. How did I scratch that up? I forgot. Putting it somewhere too tight, I guess. Okay, well, let's cut this out and get the table saw going and square this thing up and put them wheels on it. So I'm going to go a little proud of this thing, but there's the hole. Start the hole. Make sure that you don't hit anything underneath. It's hard to do this, but... Ta-da! Okay. Keep your floor clean. Gotta watch out for things like that. Okay, that don't have to be perfect. So just make sure you remember which way things are going here. So let's get that thing back up here and get some marks going. Alright, let's go ahead and cut this off. We're going to do that. Okay. This has been a great little saber-tooth saw. I wish the LED lights would have held up a little longer, but it went for, I don't know how many hours of operation. At least that front light still works. You can see it on right there. It used to have these laser lines, and I loved them. If you stayed out in front of them, it was pretty accurate. It was a little bit more natural once you got the hang of it. But those days are gone. It don't work no more. Guess I could get something better than a skill, although skill's not generally too bad. Well, let's. Uh-oh, got some glue there. Let's see if I can find a razor blade. Just kind of. Okay. All right, get the glue off. That Gorilla Glue will leave a mark on your skin and on things because it's water-based. So the one thing I noticed was that this hole is eccentric a little bit. It's not centered, because so you can put your little flanges there and keep your hands. So you got like another inch over here. So don't get backwards and confused on this thing, okay? So I kind of don't want to turn it that way, metal on metal, but yeah, that looks good. Square this up, and let's go get our these things. Now I got a drill bit that's a little bit bigger than a 1/4 inch because I don't want to sit here and futz with this. So you could probably do them like this. I don't know. I think cornering them up gets the wheel out a little further and therefore gives you your balance. So let's do this and mark them. So these nuts are 7/16. I've got all of these marked now. Don't want to drop these. But you got to remember, before you attach the coasters, you got to attach this to this, right? So let me think that over. I don't want to knock any of that over. I'm not going to let's put it safely inside of here. Okay, so I've got to consider what I'm going to do here. It looks to be relatively easy. What do you think that is, 3 inches? I don't think it'll take much to adhere this to that. Why does it rock like that? This board warped. I thought I got a pretty straight one. Oh. It'll be straight by the time I'm through with it. I think I would... Let's see. I don't know. Let's just go find 4 like screws and screw it down. It's bound to be better than it was. Let's test fit one of these coasters before we go too far. So there's a couple of fractions over 1/4 inch so I won't have to fight these things. Let's see how this works. Okay, we've got one on here. You see, the reason I got those carriage bolts is because of that. So Need a bigger work table, don't you? Okay, so you got to remember it's this way or something. I don't know. That way. So I'm gonna get some Loctite and put on those too, because I just don't want any. I don't want any repercussions from anything. I've got tons and tons of it, so might as well. Medium strength should be fine. There'll be 16 bolts holding this on there, so let's get over there and find that hardware that we can use to centralize this before I get going too far. Okay, pretty cool. You'll never know anything. Nobody will ever see it. See, don't make a video, nobody will know. All right, I'll confess, I had to pull out some stuff that most of you probably won't have, but I have these 832 by 3s. I have these very large washers, 8 washers, they're real big. And this is Bolt Depot, not a sponsor. I love these guys. And I happen to have one of these long drill bits that gonna fit that fine. And we are going to, I think we're gonna start. Just, when you get 2, you'll be all right. Just make sure you get all this okay. You don't want to attach it till you get the castors on. Let's just put all the castors on and get that going, and then we'll attach this. And then I'll see if I can find that black lacquer paint that I had. Okay, let's do this. Take those off. Go ahead and put blue Loctite on them, and put the other 4 on. And what I'm going to do here, that's a good idea. So this is going to be your wing nut right there, see? Wing nut. Don't worry, I'm going to do it. So all the wheels are on. Let's go back and add a little heft to it. Kind of looks like a little overkill, but all right, let's take her for our maiden voyage here. Kind of reminds me of skateboarding. Okay, so kryptonite wheels and all that stuff. Look at that, it locks even without much weight on it. That's pretty good. Those are so nice. Okay, so now, once you get a little weight on that, even with no weight on it, she ain't going nowhere. Alright, so let's attach this to the base, and then we'll go back and install it. That'll be next week, so it'll be 6 days actually. So that's pretty good there, I like that. So, I don't know how many I'll put in there. Many as I feel necessary. Might even add a little glue to, I don't think it's going to need that. Alright, well here we go. Alright, that's alright. So take a peek under there before you drill. Saying, so there's where that magnet is for the front door. So you don't want to mess with that too much. And so I'm gonna put 6 in here. And so here you can see me drilling here. Pretty sharp little drill bit. Don't use these very often. So let's get lined up again and get a couple in, and then I'll knock these out. Once it's just drill holes, put hardware in it. Alright, let me get my lariat on my hand here. It started too early. These little things are 9/32. When was the last time you used a 9/32 on anything? Holy cats. I had one extra big fender washer kind of thing, and I put 7 in it, and they're all Loctited in and everything's all set. So let's go back over here again, and then we're gonna, I think I got some black paint up at the house, black spray paint. And so you hit them, you just pick up on them. What do you do? Well, there I was being all nice about it, but I got big feet, so somebody with smaller feet, probably. There you go. So that's ready to set the grill on top of. And okay, nice and cleaned up. Aren't you happy I cleaned it up? Sure you're happy. Okay, so the only one thing's missing. There you go. I'm happy with that. Let's see if we can, I don't think I'm going to worry too much about taping anything off. I think it's just hit it with some black paint. But let's look at it again before. I can hardly even notice it now, but I think just in the efforts to hide it a little bit and to make it a little bit weatherproof, it's just holding a propane grill up. It's not, you know, we're not working on a space shuttle or nothing. And that's good because it's not one anymore to work on. I guess you could work on it, but they're not going anywhere. I digress. Okay, I got this black lacquer. Okay, and I've been shaking it for a bit, so here we go. Seals up the end grain and everything. And I turn that wheel in. Make sure the wheels are in so you don't get paint on the pedals. You see what I mean? Okay. Another thrilling YouTube extravaganza of using spray paint. Shake it up all the time. About that. Okay. This thing kind of hit that thing. I'm not staying in the frame. I guess I'm really tired. I'm sorry. I know this is riveting. So, man, that just looks fine. Yeah, I'm going to have to cut. Well, here, I'll show you what I mean. That won't take but a second. So, what I did was see what's happening. So, let me cut them off. And then I probably will just spray paint this thing on up. And I'll just make it look good. I don't care about overspray, I guess you noticed. So I got to cut this one, and that one, and that one, and that one. Okay, well see, that's the unintended circumstance. Zip, zip, zip. We'll cut those right off. It'll take a second. Okay, I just use these bolt cutters, and so things just free as it can be now. Okay, good enough. Alright, so let's use up some more of this and seal up these edges, and then that'll be it. Talk to you next week. A little bit of an aside here. There's Kiwi and Uncle Tony, and they're trying to get their subscribers up and all that other stuff. So I promised that I would mention them on my channel, however small it is now. Remember, I got hacked and lost 2,000 plus subscribers. So I'm going to mention these guys. I'm subscribed to both of these guys, have been for a long time. And I love their work. They really are friends. It's fun to watch both of these guys. And Uncle Tony's getting a little grumpy, but I get it. I watched his last video about that drag race thing. So, but I get it. And this guy here to the left is just, this guy's talent. I mean, he's talent on all kinds of fronts. So I hadn't even watched all of it yet, but I'm going to watch every second, and I'm going to ask you guys to not only subscribe to my channel, but to these guys too. A lot of good information happening here, a lot of skills, a lot of talent, a lot of know-how and experience. Okay, thanks. Just a little insert there. We are all set for the marriage of the base back to the top, and that thing's slick there. Look at that. A YouTube first, huh? So anyway, we're going to take all this off and get it lightweight again and stack it up. In the words of Dan Man, stack them up. So let's see. This is that little screw, so we know this is the front, because there's the magnet. Okay, let's put it on there. So I got the little locking screw out from back there. I got these up as high as they can go, just about. And we're going to set it on there. I guess I'll try to put you there. I don't think you can see anything. Maybe you can. Alright, it should just be, let's lock these down so it won't move around on me.
You want me to help you lift that up on there?
No thanks. Okay, and then you get the there's something back there. The door. The door. And you gotta put the door on before you get to rambunctious on tightening it down. So, how'd that do? Not too good. Okay, just a little bit to that. So it's up there balancing about. All right, let's see if I can do it with my hands. Right down on there. And you can see that it's locked into place and push back. And then you got to put the door on because you got to get this pin and this pin. I don't know what I can do for you there. And you can tell which way the door goes by the flame on the door there, see? Or the magnet, or whatever way you want to. So you put it like that. And then you lift up the whole unit and pin it like that. So you just lift up and get this pin here. Am I all the way in? Okay. So, all right. So then you get your, okay. Then you get your little, well, let's get the little screw back here. I probably would need both hands for that. Look at that, it went right in. That looked like that could have been kind of a trouble spot. And then you tighten these up. I'm glad I cut that hole for the in the wood for the tank, because I think that could have been an issue. Might not have locked in over here, and that would have been bad. Okay. Well, that went a long way, didn't it? I wonder why. I guess it was just out further. It feels 10 times more solid. So I'm gonna finish it up here because that's good enough. But all right, so now that it's on here, you can pick up from underneath there. That's the way to do her. So let's close the door. Okay. Roll like a champ. And hopefully won't have to worry about the wind tunnel anymore. So we'll put it against there and push that out like that. And then out like that. And then leave that out like that. Then you can just, these are so nice, you can just kick them around, and then that like that, and that's locked into place. So let's go over here for a second. Can I get a thumbs up? Yay, thumbs up. You give me a thumbs up too, and subscribe, and that's just a lot better. That's like it's bolted in there. Okay, thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye. Just like the Triumph Club, you got to finish out with a little flora and fauna. Look at those rhododendrons. Aren't those pretty? Oh, lilies. Yeah, lilies. Okay, yeah, lilies. Okay, pretty lilies. I'm going to take a still of that, and that'll be the open. I'll make that the thumbnail. That's what they call it.